Coming to you live from the Mistopheles Studios, it's Dark Fringe Radio.
I try to move, but my body won't work. I try to talk, but I lose all words. All that ever slips from my face are teeth and dreams I can't take. Waking from I face the days
I mean, there's a lot of shit that's been going on, man, lately, you know? It's not
Bro, it's crazy.
Bro,
Bro, it's crazy.
Bro.
Bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking insane. It really is. It's scary.
No, it is scary, bro.
I'm terrified. But
yeah, especially because they're not even giving you a lot of information either, you know what I mean?
No, I think what we'll
get into it.
This is gonna be good fodder.
Well, no, this is actually the intro to the show. Excuse me. This is the intro. Blah 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 blah. No, this is the intro to the show for tonight, Jay.
Yes. It's the intro. Yeah, man.
Absolutely, man. And I remember that song. When was that song came out? Like in the 90s?
No.
No.
I don't remember. Like, it's really new. It's like just released the newest shit Madden.
Oh God. Anyways,
shit.
Welcome to Dark Fringe Radio, guys.
Catchy song. There's a super catchy song in it.
It's on there.
Where the chick says, "Yes, what's the intro?"
It's amazing how they do that, right, Jay? Like they're so good at putting a song in there, and it has a hook in it, and then you're like, you're sitting there, you're trying to play Madden, and you're like. You're like, oh, this song's catchy. Right? It's like it's not so bad, right?
There's another one that's every time I hit, it's just this one little tagline. It's I wake up in the morning and kiss my son, then go get it. And I'm like, yeah, I should go get it. Let's go. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's amazing. It's really cool how Madden can actually bring all these different genres of music. Yeah, and then at the same time, like it'll expand your fucking horizons as far as music is concerned, because if you just listen to one genre of music all the time, you start hearing this other stuff, you're like, oh, it's not so bad. It sounds pretty fucking good. So anyways, well, listen, guys, thanks for joining us on another edition of Dark Fringe Radio. I'm your host, Will Martinez, of course, my co-host, Jay Galozzi. Thanks for coming on the podcast, Jay. And we're going to get, thanks. We're going to get into it tonight. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about the UFO invasion, or maybe false flag. But we're going to, get into all that stuff here in a little bit. But first, want to let everybody know how you can listen to the podcast. Very simply done. Go to our website, darkfringeradio.com. You can see it right here at the bottom. And make sure you go there and check out all our links. All of our episodes are on there as well. So you can, have a fucking field day of hours and hours of entertainment that we've put together here for you guys. So so go ahead, darkfringeradio.com. And of course, if you could please go to our YouTube and like and subscribe to our channel there. We'd really appreciate it. We're trying to get a lot of people up there. But we've seen, you know what, Jay? It's cool enough that we've had some forward momentum on the Facebook page. In the last 30 days, we've had like 40 new followers. So that's really cool. We're seeing a big uptick on that. So we really appreciate you guys on the support on that side. And please continue to do that. Yeah, no, it's huge. So I think the percentile was like in almost 1,000 percentile of how much growth we've had in just the last 30 days. It's just crazy. So thank you. I'm putting reels out there, Jay. So I think that's probably having to do with what's going on there. I don't know if you're familiar with the reel section on Facebook. I think most people are. But I'm just constantly posting just different things that are just going on, and just videos that are just asking questions. I'm not saying it's real or not. I'm just asking questions. Hey, listen, people take things so seriously, though. You know what, Jay? And I fuck with people. I love it. Yeah, like there's people say, "Hey, this is all bullshit." I was like, "Cool, bro. That's your opinion, man. That's cool. Hey, cool. I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not saying this is true. Well, I'm not saying that this is true. I'm just showing you something that may be an alternative, maybe theory of something that is out there. That's all.
I'm not here to sell it.
I'm not here to sell it. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm presenting it and showing it here and showing it to the public.
All I'm doing is communicating my experience from my perspective onto the world, and hopefully it can help educate, entertain, and inform those who want to be educated, informed, and entertained. Those who it bothers,
Right.
Sorry.
No, and it's funny because I trolled them back, so they keep saying something more like negative. They're like, "Are you fucking retarded?" I'm like, "Cool opinion, bro." And then and they keep going. It's like, "Yeah, but your opinion sucks." I'm like, "Yeah, cool opinion, bro." And I just keep on. I was like, "What? You're not gonna get me upset, bro." It's just funny. It's just that you waste your time going on there and you just diss something because you don't maybe agree with it, don't like it, or maybe your mind is too fucking narrow to maybe think that, hey, certain things are fucking possible. Things that you wouldn't even think that were possible have come out in disclosures in the U.S. military. We've talked about MK Ultra. If I told you that the government was fucking putting LSD on people to see what they were doing, you would tell me I was fucking crazy, right, Jay? Right?
No, I wouldn't.
No, but most people would be like, "Oh, that guy's fucking nuts."
Sure. Well,
right?
And I mean, yes, I do believe there are a lot of people out there, but I have to be honest, William. I do believe that we have gone from the minority a little bit more towards the majority. And I say that being one that used to be on the other side. Now, I am still skeptical of a lot of things, and I like to try to keep things in perspective and keep touch with what I perceive to be reality.
We're more conservative with it, and that's the way I am too, especially with the conspiracy theories, and you have to be because you can be pulled into a conspiracy theory that's completely bullshit,
100%. And then it completely disrupts exactly what actual, true, honest information sharing is about, which is hard to find these days. Everything has an agenda, everything has a twist, everything has a taint to it, and that is one thing that I feel like we certainly try to bring an honest, transparent opinion and question the things that need to be questioned, but keep our mind open to the things that we may not know or understand. It would be stupid to think we knew everything.
Yeah, no, and we can't sit here and be naive about it either. You know what I mean? That's not the way to think about things. But listen, it is what it is. What we put out there is, again, alternative theories, alternative views, not the mainstream stuff. We tell you this from the beginning. You're not going to get the same shit from CNN you're going to see from us. It's just not going to be the same thing. So, there's other websites and there's a lot of other podcasts that do that. You can listen to them. That's cool. But if you want an alternative theory, something different than the same bullshit that the mainstream, you know how many times, Jay, have you ever seen, I think it's either Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon. I don't know which one of the night show guys. I think it's Kimmel. But anyways, one of the Jimmys. And they do this segment where every time there's some type of maybe holiday that's coming up and in the news, they do the same fucking headline. You can see the headline being read 1,000 different times in 1,000 different cities throughout the United States the same way. Because it's they already have these bulletins that are written for these. Yeah. And you hear, it's Punsaquanti, what's his name? Phil, gonna see his fucking shadow. The blah blah blah. Is there gonna be an extra week of winter? Da 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 da. You know what I mean? And you hear them saying the same line. Yeah. What the fuck ever his name is, bro? Come on, I tried. I'm not. That is some weird shit. By the way,
day, bro.
Bro, it is some weird shit, bro. Come on.
What?
It's all these dudes with these top hats looking for this groundhog. Well, not looking because he's there already. Seeing if this groundhog sees his own shadow. That's kind of fucking weird, bro. Don't you think?
My guy. See, and this is the problem with our current societies. We've gotten so out of touch with nature and what that means. It has nothing to do with the fucking groundhog. It has to do with early man learning when they should start planting the first seeds of the fall. Do we wait so we don't waste our early seed on a long winter? Or do we get the extra crop out because we're going to have more spring? Everybody gets all caught up on this fucking rodent, man. It's nature's way. It's a beautiful story of man learning nature and learning how to survive with nature, not, hey, we're going to make the rain.
Hey, so what do you say about these guys that are dressing up in top hats, look like goddamn magicians running around the fucking town, with this groundhog?
It's hokey. It's cute. It's traditional.
It's hokey.
Right?
Yeah.
It's hokey. All right.
It is hokey.
Fuck. Sure.
It is hokey. Yeah,
sure,
it is.
but it's a celebrate. Listen, don't we drag in dead trees to celebrate a pagan holiday to Jesus Christ? I'm sorry. We can't really be all that picky.
Yeah. Or hollow out fucking pumpkins, and put a fucking
And wait for the great pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Right. I love the great
All right.
pumpkin,
So,
Charlie Brown.
All right. So some people out there in PA, when it's really fucking cold, like to go run around after rodents, and it makes them remember a fonder time.
I find
fucking Murray shows up.
I find it fucking interesting. I find it so
It's
fucking
great.
interesting. No, it's like, it's so crazy to me because, like, if you had no idea that ever existed, let's just say you lived in a bubble,
Weird.
right? And then you moved there all of a sudden. And then you saw this happening just one day, and you're just like, holy shit, what is going on right now? What the fuck are all these guys in these top hats pulling this fucking groundhog out of this box? This is fucking some crazy shit, right? I mean,
Could you imagine? How about I'll do you one better? Could you imagine the poor soul that would suddenly move into one of those towns that reenacts, like those Civil War reenactments?
oh
like, just
my god,
Come
yeah,
upon a field, like
yeah, and you hear just gunshots.
Kids, and all of a sudden you see a whole bunch. Yeah, you hear gunshots, and you hear a bunch of youping rednecks, and there are people lying on the ground, just choosing to pretend to be dead for an afternoon.
Oh my god, isn't that amazing that they do that, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, listen, their attention to detail is impressive. I'm not trying to shit on it. I'm just saying.
No, the level of dedication.
Across the field.
Yeah. The level of dedication alone. They will, like you said, lie there for hours on end.
All day.
That is crazy. Yeah, that is nuts, man. Oh, I actually want to see one time. Just to see it. Just to say I've seen one. Just to say I saw one once. Yeah. I think it'd be kind of cool.
I've met a few people who have done it, but I didn't actually get the opportunity to go out while I was there.
Right. Yeah. Next time. There's always next time. Well, Jay, that's going to get us into tonight. We didn't even get into Dark Fringe news, but we're going to get into it right now. So you ready for some Dark Fringe news?
Yes.
All right, bro. So listen, I know this is going to freak you out because I know this is shit that fucking bothers you. No, it's not Freddy Krueger shit. So relax.
No, but I know already where you're leading.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Well, listen. Now, listen. Now, Dark Fringe news. Serious stuff, though. This is really serious stuff, Jay.
I know.
North Korea causes more alarm with the latest cruise missile launch. Jay, this is some pretty crazy stuff. Did you see what's going on here, man?
I did.
I know you watch this stuff. I know you do because I know you keep a close eye. I know you do.
I don't like it.
I know because that's your number one fucking fear is North Korea. I know it. I know it is.
It's not necessarily North Korea. It's
the guy behind North Korea.
Right. It's the amount of dick swinging just for the sake of swinging dicks could actually bring our species to, exhaustion.
Could be, bro. Could be.
It's terrifying. I have children I really enjoy, and the thought of it.
It is scary. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. You know what? It's been ramping up lately. His sister has been coming out on the news a lot lately. She's been saying a lot of crazy stuff, just, reiterating a lot of the same, dictative stuff and communist stuff that her brother is, spewing out there. And obviously just antagonizing everybody by shooting all these missiles out here, Jay. And it's not going to be good for everybody. Something's going to happen. They're going to miss. Something's going to, maybe go the wrong way. South Korea. I don't know, man. You're going to have problems all over the place. It's going to be just absolutely crazy, And where do you think this is going to end up, Jay? Where do you think this is going to end up? Because I don't know. To me, I feel sorry because I know this just is maybe, but we need to send just like a fucking paramilitary group and get in there and just infiltrate the place and fucking kill.
Well, all right. But so
not the people, thing, right? Kim Jong-un. Let me get that straight, by the way. Yeah.
Right. But here's the thing, though. Let's say we do that, and let's say it fails.
Right. Then there's, of course, an all fucking war. Yeah, because they're not going to
Then it definitely happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
you're in this tricky political situation where we need, because we have our own countermeasures, but that's the whole point. It's you want to have it so you never have to use it.
Right.
But he's swinging it around because he wants to be he wants to be seen as a power and to be recognized as a major world leader and that he has these things and he's prepared to do what he has to, and that's what's frightening. It's
that's
one thing
the crazy
like us
part.
and Russia back in the 80s.
Right.
We both had it. Nobody really wanted to use them. You know, there were a couple really close scrapes.
We kept ourselves in check.
Cooler heads prevailed, but
right.
It seems like cooler heads are really far and few between. I can't tell you. I was actually a little relieved. I was reading something about China's leader. I'm blanking on the Xi. Thank you. I know he's trying to step in and try to cool some things out. Yeah. I know that also comes with its own set of hurdles. I know they have some opinions.
Fuck yeah.
And to be fair, Americans have been a bit shitty. Like, we do need to make a lot of changes. For sure. There's a lot of things.
Our foreign policy is not the greatest in the world right now.
We need to do a little more get along. For sure. Now,
but at the same time, we don't need to be giving out. Yeah. Well, let me say one thing real quick. I just want to say that, yes, we need to do that. But at the same time, like say, for instance, with this whole Ukraine thing, us supporting them, and that's cool. And I'm with that. But at the same time, we need to look at where those resources are going because, Zelensky just got rid of like fucking 3 or 4 fucking people for corruption, for using these funds and, using them to go fucking on a yacht vacation or buying yachts or some crazy shit like that, And so again, I think there needs to be a little bit of, checks and balances when it comes to that, because if we're giving away that much money, Jay, that's our taxpayer dollars, that's not coming from nothing else. That's coming from us. That's coming from you. That's coming from me. That's coming from the listeners of the podcast. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? So I think there needs to be kind of checks and balances when it comes to, where this money is going and how it's being allocated to. And, we're just giving our ass out to these people, which is fine. But at the same time, I think there needs to be some kind of check and balance to make sure everything is where it needs to be. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to find corruption everywhere you go. Unfortunately,
everywhere.
It's part of the human condition. It's part of the reason why we're having the problems that we're having. Humans are innately greedy.
Completely.
And not only are we innately greedy, we're getting to a point to where we can't even have conversations. I recently had a conversation that was, I wish I could share in depth on the podcast, but I better really not go into it. But the conversation I had was so unbelievably one-sided. It was so just, nothing I said was even being heard. It was an amazing conversation to watch.
Everything was just dismissed, huh? Just like nothing, huh?
It wasn't even. It was like I wasn't even saying it.
Wow.
Like, I wasn't even saying it.
That's crazy.
I mean,
that's
nuts. And I was answering openly and honestly as I always do, talking about the bipartisan, and team politics and all that kind of stuff. And and I was like, I don't like being told my opinion. I like to choose. And that was sacrilege.
Wow. Yeah. So it's weird when you have those kind of conversations with somebody, right? And it's just like, you get to a certain point where you're like, okay, no matter what I say, I could say, no matter what I say, and the sky could be blue, and I say the sky is blue, you're gonna fucking go against me and say it's not. You know what I mean? And I know that's just the way it is, because you're just never gonna agree, and you're never gonna see my point. You're never gonna open. Your mind's not gonna be open enough to say, "Oh, that might be a possibility." You know what I mean? And that's the problem with people these days. You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, I actually had a couple conversations last week that were kind of like that. I got no conversation with a neighbor of mine, and he and I were talking about experiences with apparitions and things of that nature. And
oh wow,
he definitely does not believe, and I couldn't.
He definitely does not believe, huh?
No, he does not.
Wow.
He
Okay.
does not. And I told him about my experiences. And when you're not there, it is really hard to describe. And I'm a fairly attentive with words. I paint a pretty good picture. I feel like I speak well sometimes.
Zzz.
But in this, it's really hard to convey the feeling of some of those instances when you know something that you really can't prove. Like,
yeah,
I was the only one.
Unless you've ever had that feeling, then you would know.
Right.
That's the only way.
And that's why it's really hard to have that conversation. So I could understand where he didn't really understand it and remains on his side. And I don't begrudge him for that.
Right.
But this other guy, out playing some fool, was trying to tell me all kinds of just silly things that just politic-wise were just silly. Trying to get me to choose.
He used
sides.
he used all the fucking headline bait lines, right? All the little fucking listen, and you know it, you see it, and you recognize it right away. You're like, oh, you're a libtard. You're a libtard, right? You're like, oh, it's like, oh, fuck, I already know where you're coming from.
He was just trying to incite an argument. That was all he was trying to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is amazing when you come across those people who just refuse to be part of a conversation. I don't mind being on different sides. I don't mind.
Me neither.
Disagreeing. I
have friends that, I have other friends that are completely different, political, interest and agreements on, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. It's not going to make me not be a friend of yours.
No.
And that's the problem with people. They can't be friends with somebody that's from the other side. On both sides.
Everybody wants their individuality. Everyone wants their identity attached to a group, right?
Right.
It's not fun, especially in these uncertain times like we're talking.
Right.
I feel like you're one of few, or feel like you're in a small group, or feel like you're kind of alone. It can be scary to be feeling like you're singular, like you're by yourself. So you find these things, these echo chambers that you can attach yourself to, and it almost becomes cult of thought and thinking, because you kind of go with the group because you kind of fit in and you do agree with a lot of it, but man, I agree with all of it. And sometimes you get so defensive of protecting those things because that's where your identity lies. And people will do anything to protect their sense of identity.
That's weird, right?
It is.
Yeah, because it's just like, really damn, it's just like, why can't you just be open to something else? Why can't you be open to alternative, just, the view? Look at something and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a look at that. Now, that might, that looks interesting. Let me see how that fits into this whole thing. Maybe I'm looking at this, the wrong way. And that's the problem. Most people don't have that introspective thing that they can do that, because most people can't be honest with themselves and say, hey, listen, you know what, Will, you know what? Let's take a look at this. Maybe I was thinking about this the whole thing wrong. You know what I mean? Maybe there's another way of looking at this, and I'm not looking at it and I'm not seeing it that way, the way I should. Maybe. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Listen, I am living proof of somebody who makes things. If there's a way to make something harder on myself, I will find it.
Yeah.
And that will be the way I will dig in my heels to do it, just to fucking do it. And then I kick myself for it, because it really is. But that's sometimes human nature is to be that way. And it's hard to communicate that when you see someone being closed-minded. That it's a shame when you have someone who they're closed-minded just from lack of experience or lack of knowledge or lack of want to understand things. It's something totally different. You have somebody who is intentionally ignorant.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. What gets me, it's when the older folks are ignorant, and I'm just like, God damn, guys. I'm like, you're older than me. You should know better than this shit. You know what I mean? It's just like,
can't teach an old dog new tricks, man.
No, I know, but it's disheartening when you see it. You know what I mean? Because you're just like, dude, are you really like that? Like, for real, you're that blind? Like, you're gonna fall into that pack, right? Like, on either side, because there's some people that just go fucking crazy on both sides. Whether it be on the left, be on the right, whatever. I'm not sitting here and fucking passing judgment, but when you go crazy on that side or whatever side you go on, and you start talking some crazy shit, I'm just like, I don't even know what to say to you at that point. I'm just like, hey, but it is what it is. Hey, everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah, and that's the whole. I mean, the whole structure of it.
Right.
It's Team A versus Team B, and who really gets to say? Who really gets the judgment? That's we shouldn't. There shouldn't be a left or a right or a middle. It should just be let's have conversation on what's best. And hey, maybe not what's best for what's one swath of the humanity, not just what there's one color or one preferred or one tax bracket. Let's talk about what's our entire race. I mean, right now our entire planet is facing some serious shit.
Oh, we are facing some stuff here, Jay. That's what we're talking tonight. Yeah.
Let's talk that. Let's move on to that.
Yeah, some Independence Day shit. Oh my God. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, today's our Independence Day. Hey, listen, that's a good one for Dark Fringes, but there's one more I wanted to talk about, Jay. And there's these go ahead, Jay. You got some?
No, one more.
One more. Yes. All right.
I was supporting
you. I didn't know. I saw the fucking green finger. I was like, oh, Hulk. One more. Stop. There it is. I got one tonight. Yeah. But no, Jay. Jay, there's these strange beams of light that are reaching into the Colorado sky. People don't know why, but they figured it out pretty quickly. You ready to see this? This is some cool shit. Ready? I'm gonna fucking bring this shit up. Hold on a second.
I'm in,
yeah. No, there's some really cool lights that are coming out of Colorado, and it's actually a natural phenomenon that exists. And let me just see if I can bring this up fully.
Let's see it.
All right, hold on. Optimize, save some. Boom. So you see that here, Jay?
That's cool.
It's fucking pretty cool, right?
Cool.
Looks fucking fake, right?
Yeah. Kinda.
Look at that, man. So yeah, that's a natural phenomenon, believe it or not. But it is something that hold on, I'm gonna close that one out.
How much do you think those people spend on shades?
On shades? I mean,
like for their windows and shit.
Oh yeah. I get what you're saying. Let's see. Oh no, that's not gonna work.
Yes, it's the intro.
Yeah, no, yeah. This is again a phenomenon that actually exists. Look at that, Jay. You see that?
Yeah.
That's fucking cool, huh?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so let me get into that. Yeah, it's amazing. I was like, if I saw that in real life, I first off probably would fucking freak out. Yeah. But these strange beams of light, Jay, are extending into the sky that are spotted above the Denver area Thursday night and Friday morning. They almost look like science fiction, of course, and like a transporter beam from a spaceship and the science fiction novels that you normally hear about and see about and read about. But these light pillars, Jay, are actually something of a natural phenomenon. This is something I never even knew that has happened, but they're generally pillars of light require a special type of ice crystal, and it's a mix between temperature, wind, moisture, and optical illusion, of course, because of just the ice crystals coming down and forming. And it's just a natural phenomenon that happens in that area. They don't know why it happens in that area, Jay, but it does happen there. There's a scientific explanation for it too. And yeah, you see these fucking pillars of light all of a sudden just popping up all over the place in Colorado. I mean, I've been out there. It's a cool place. I love Colorado. I mean, the people are cool. The cuisine, the fucking food is fucking phenomenal. You got a lot of chefs that went out there and just started doing their own shit, which is great. But of course, weed's legal out there too, which is great. And the fucking fresh air, and it's beautiful. It's really nice out there. If you ever get a chance, Jay, get out there. But yeah, Colorado is just a really interesting place. But yeah, these pillars of light, Jay. I mean, just a fucking crazy phenomenon, right?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. You never know what Mother Nature is going to be capable of. It's cool when you see those kinds of things.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Northern Lights a little bit. You know what I mean? The Aurora Borealis and all that. Yeah, it's just like
with the official name.
Oh, look at that!
Aurora Borealis.
Oh, what a dork!
Yep. Yes, you are.
Oh shit. But yeah, anyways, yeah, just flexing my brain muscle there a little bit. But yeah, just interesting stuff coming out of Colorado there, Jay. I think that's a good wrap up for Dark Fringe News. So yeah, Jay, now we're up to the next part of the podcast, which is your section, Jay. And of course, what we're talking about is what the F Florida man. And
what
for those
the F Florida man. That is right, my man.
Go ahead, bro.
And normally I try to keep these stories semi-topical. And by semi-topical, I mean I usually go with the top story. And the first one I had tonight was a good one.
Ooh.
But I fell down a rabbit hole and I came across the topic, a line that just caught me. And even though it's out of season, this had to be our What the Florida Man. Parrish, Florida. Authorities say a West Florida man who lives with his parents.
Oh, there you go. Red flag.
Has been arrested on felony assault charge after he used a Christmas tree as a weapon to beat his father.
Oh, wow. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Yeah, could you imagine that was the song that was playing in the background as he's beating him with the Christmas tree? And the mom, Jimmy, no!
That's pretty much so, right? That's pretty much the scene. According to the Manning County Sheriff's report, a 37-year-old named Thomas Edward Lackey was arrested last week after he threw a 3-foot Christmas tree at his father.
Oh, that's already a little bitch 3-foot tree.
Well, but he tried to fucking spear chuck it at him. He's like,
oh yeah. Yeah, he did.
You know? He's out there trying to East Ventura.
So 3-foot tree, bro. Come on. I could take a 3-foot tree. You could take a 3-foot tree, no problem.
Me?
Yeah,
3-foot tree is more than that's like
it's like a branch.
It's my height. No, I can't do that shit. I could suplex it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
I could suplex the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Throw it? No.
But if it's coming at you, there's nothing you can do. You're just gonna take the hit.
I would just stand there and take it. Ow.
Take the hit. Take the hit, kid.
I would. I'd be like, hey, you should leave me alone.
Hey. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Just want to say Merry Christmas, Dad.
Yeah, that's right.
The mother and father did restrain the 37-year-old man. So the police got there where the man then denied throwing the Christmas tree.
Oh, he denied throwing the Christmas tree. Okay. Meanwhile, the Christmas tree, it's probably over there in the corner all fucked up, right? All bent out of shape. Right.
I don't know what you're talking about. They're parking lot.
Sounds
he's that kind he doesn't call them mom and dad.
Right.
He calls them by their first names.
Yeah, Fred and Norma.
Yeah. He meets a girl at the bar and he's like, "Don't mind my room." He's like,
but Fred and Norma, don't worry about them.
Exactly right. Damn it, Fred! How many times have I told you?
Oh, Lord.
I don't know. Don't call me Fred. Dad.
I'm your fucking dad, you asshole.
That's what.
Fucking smack you across your fucking lip. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Wow.
Parrish County, Florida. There you go.
Parrish County, Florida. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. That's out in the middle of nowhere. Hopefully that kid won't go home and after bail and bond and kill his parents. That's wow.
Kids, 37-year-old man.
Yeah, well, there you go. Anyways, well, that's a great one for what the Florida man, Jay. Right? Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I had to. You can't pass that. I know I should. I should put that one in a little bag.
That should have been back in December. Yeah.
I should have said I'm gonna hold this till Christmas. Unfortunately, I don't have that kind of willpower.
I try that too because a lot of times I see memes that are like maybe holiday themed, memes, and I'm just like, I'll hold on to that. And I do a good job of it. I'll hold on to that shit for months, man. And that shit will be in my back pocket. And I'm just waiting. And I just drop it. Boom. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean.
Takes dedication.
That's always been your style. Just kind of very smooth, very suave. Nobody really kind of paying a whole lot of attention. Just kind of slip in, slip out, do your thing.
Yeah.
You'll hold on to things and make no, I can't do that.
Now you see me, now you down kind of shit. Yeah, I hear you, bro.
Yeah,
no, that's
William would be a fantastic magician. I would be terrible. I'd be like, hey guys, the bird is in my pocket to hydrate it. Yeah, it's really bad for it.
To sleep.
It's gonna be cool. Watch this. Watch.
Yeah, watch. Yeah. I'm gonna wake him up. Watch. Woo.
Yeah, I can't like this shit.
Oh shit, that's hilarious. Well, Jay, that's a good conclusion for tonight for What the Florida Man. We're going to get in tonight here in a second with our main topic, which is it the alien invasion, Jay, or are we in a false flag situation? We're going to talk about it. We're going to deliberate. We're going to get into all the specifics right here in a little bit. So please, guys, don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Buddy Delmont of Buddy's Trucking. We're a family-owned and operated truck driving outfit. Have you ever wanted to see the beauty of real America while popping Benzedrine and having sex with scary women in towns nobody's ever heard of? Well then, the trucking industry just might be for you. Finally, a job where you can smoke at work, poop in a coffee can and fling it out the window, and sleep at a rest stop surrounded by serial killers. Truck driving, it's the excitement of the open road, the joyful pleasures of the man alone in the middle of nowhere, slowly going mad at his own thoughts, surrounded by society's flotsam and jetsam. Contact Buddy's Trucking and live the rest of your life out on the road. 10-4, good buddy.
The apocalypse is coming. Will it be aliens, zombies, or a global financial meltdown and a massive tsunami that takes us back to the Stone Age? Whatever it is, you need to be prepared so that when the nation rebuilds, this time you're at the top of the heap. At Ammunition, we're your one-stop shop for the apocalypse and global Armageddon. Announcing the Ammunition Recession Special. Full post-apocalypse kit with machine gun nest, water purifier so you can drink your own urine, and cyanide pills so you can go out like a man, frothing at the mouth and spasming on the floor before the Soviets or undead get you. Pick up a Predator drone so you can rain down hell on unsuspecting but inappropriate neighbors from the comfort of your couch. Whether it's aliens trying to colonize Earth, zombies trying to feast on brains, monkeys spreading the plague, or children begging for a sip of water from your carefully hoarded supplies, they've all got to be suppressed, which is why our bulk buy discount is proving so popular on shelves, as well as bullets. When 1 million zombies come running over the hill, you'll be really pissed you didn't buy enough bullets. When the apocalypse gets here, don't dial 911, dial 357. Ammunition, protecting your rights.
One. Thanks, guys, for coming back, and welcome to another edition of Dark Fringe Radio. Tonight, we are going to be talking about the latest UFO phenomena that's been going on. Jay, it's been a hot couple of weeks here in the United States, Canada, Alaska area, and more specific, and of course, Lake Huron. But Jay, we're seeing a bevy of just UFO activity here, and you know what? We talked about this subject before many times, obviously, sightings and things of that nature, and our own personal experiences and things like that. But at the same time, we've never seen something like this where it's been out in the mainstream media, and they're just all of a sudden fighting all these fucking UFOs everywhere, Jay, and shooting them down. So the first thing that's actually happened that kind of like almost sparked this little Kindle box of just activity, which was the Chinese spy balloon. So that was the first thing that kind of happened. And that happened on February 4th. And of course, if everybody doesn't fucking remember, there was a fucking huge Chinese spy balloon that was the size of, what was it, Jay? They said, I think it was the Statue of Liberty.
It was something that was as large as the Empire State Building, carrying equipment that was the size of a jetliner.
There you go. There you go. Jay remembers. So, yeah, that's exactly where, and it was sinking.
Yep.
It was slowly crashing, basically. So, it was definitely getting into airspace. It was at 20,000 feet, I think at the time when they shot it down. So, that was the first thing that happened. Of course, China denied it, but then at the same time they said, "Hey, why are you fucking with our shit?" So it's like really weird, It's like, oh, I don't understand the whole dynamic of that. How they can still say, "Oh, we we're denying it, but at the same time, we take offense to it.
A plausible deniability is what they call it. Plausible
deniability. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Listen, maybe it is ours, maybe it's not. That's not the conversation. The conversation is you assume it's ours, and that's hurtful.
Very hurtful. Very hurtful. But again, we're talking about spy balloons, Jay, and we talked about this in the last episode when we talked about Art of the Scam. But it's amazing that something as rudimentary as a fucking balloon was used in something to gather information on another country like ours. And this is not the first time, obviously, it's happened. No.
But again, we spy on them, they spy on us. Everybody's spying on each other. And it's amazing how we just kind of carry on pretending that nobody's lying to each other about it.
Right.
We sent over weather balloons. They've sent over things. Clearly, we have just our technology, human technology, not just ours, but human evolution has gotten to the point now where we're starting to catch all these things that normally we wouldn't have caught.
And say, for instance, in the 90s or the 80s or whatever. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. The radar and sonar and those kind of things were not that articulated. We couldn't keep up with those kinds of things. We couldn't find those kinds of things. We couldn't follow those kinds of things. Now we can follow things. And it's almost like they set the dial to like super sensitive, like they didn't know there was a dial. Right. Oh shit, guys. Sorry. We only had it turned up to 3.
Right.
Turned it up to 8 now.
Yeah.
We're just looking for flying aircraft carriers to now we're looking for everything that's made of Mylar.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. It's crazy because, again, you would never think that they would resort to something like that. But again, it's effective and it got through to look where it went. It went all over the United States, basically. God knows how much information that fucking thing picked up, from Wi-Fi routers and shit that is going throughout the sky, and just information going back and forth. I mean, it's just amazing.
Think of the ground it covered, the images it captured, the amount of data it was able to pirate, pick up, resend, and how much information it has now taken. Okay, that is true. Also, how much have we gotten from them? I'm pretty sure I just saw a picture of a U-2 spy plane above one of them.
Yeah, you're right.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Dude, we're doing something, man. I don't know what it is. I'm not sitting here and I'm going to say that I have the answers, and I'm sure I know you are not going to say it either. But there's something obviously fucking going on. You know what I mean? And we don't know what the fuck it is, but there is obviously something going on. It's very apparent. Obviously, all this activity that's been going on. After the spy balloon obviously got shot down, Jay. They took a little time to kind of assess the situation. I don't think they even were able to get any of the wreckage back, which is crazy to me. I think it sunk wherever the fuck it was, and they just couldn't, get to it.
Couldn't retrieve
it. Again. And I kind of call bullshit on that a little bit because that should happen over the Atlantic. It's not like it happened over I know there's some fucking deep parts of the Atlantic, but for the most part, it's pretty fucking shallow. More or less. Not like the Pacific. The Pacific is fucking deep.
Yeah.
In comparison.
But you also have to remember, right? It wasn't like they were thinking necessarily their concern was, yes, what was in it, but also kind of where it was going to land and what the international hubbub would have been when they shot it down.
Right.
So it was more, they were just making sure that they were okay to shoot it down before they shot it down. And once they shot it down, that's when I think they went, oh, you know what would be really cool? If we caught it. Wouldn't that be awesome if we were able to get that shit? And I really do think it was just kind of a moment of
we could have done this better next time. Yeah.
Well, I think we've captured other ones. That was the first one I believe that was shot down and lost, but I think we've captured a couple of them.
No, we haven't captured any.
Really?
Yeah. No, all the stuff that we've shot down, and for instance, the one in the two in Alaska and Canada, they were in deep water. They couldn't do anything. It was too cold, too deep. And the same thing with the one in Lake Huron, we're going to be talking about here in a second. But yeah, on February 10th, the UFO was shot down in Alaska. A U.S. fighter jet brought down an unidentified object over the waters of Alaska. The object broke into two pieces, most likely not a balloon. Defense Department officials said, a White House official said that the object was the size of a small car. It was cylindrical and it had no obvious means of propulsion. So, so we've talked about the scenario, Jay, where we say, hey, listen, there's fucking UFOs coming and they're visiting us, and what the world is going to do. Obviously, the world's not fucking listening because there's no fucking outcry, and I don't think people. I don't think that it's not affecting us. I don't think we don't care as much.
Right, and I think that should probably be the more real concerning part, right? So, and this is what I said when we first started talking about this all those years ago back in all those early episodes when, you know, I was walking around outside doing it. Getting
120 episodes, by the way. Crazy. This is episode 120. 120. It's fucking crazy. There's just going to be smoke everywhere.
I mean, that's going to be episode. So, as I was saying, I know I totally forgot it. Yeah, we're gonna have to edit this part out for a second. I totally lost my train of thought.
No, it's okay.
That was we were having too much fun.
UFO stuff.
UFOs. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when we go all the way back to all those episodes, 120. Yeah, blah blah blah. Catches us up right there. So, when we go back, I had said, I think the reason why they're not telling us the truth, I do believe the government had kind of known. I do believe we've all kind of had a sinking suspicion. But I think the reason why, one of the reasons why the government kind of kept closed doors was they didn't want us to know because they were afraid of how the public might react. But let's be real. At this moment, aliens coming to visit us, I don't know if it cracks the top 5 problems we got to solve.
No. And that's why I wanted to present this way, because at the same time, Jay, we're talking about the stuff that's, obviously happening, and, we're seeing all this activity all of a sudden, and the fucking government is saying it's an unidentified object. A lot of times, they're not going to come out and say that shit. I mean, in the 80s and 90s, they would say, oh, we shot down some type of flying object, that was out there. That was it. We knew what it was. Blah, 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 blah. We shot it down, got in our airspace. It got in our airspace, and we just shot it down or whatever. Right? Cool. Yep. Right? But now they're saying, no, it's an unidentified flying object. We shot it down. We don't know what it is. And we can't even get to the wreckage because of where we shot it down. So, like the last one in Lake Huron, it's just because it's just in the middle of fucking nowhere. And Lake Huron is super deep for some reason. Super, super, super deep. And it's one of the Great Lakes up there. So, yeah, they just can't get to it, Jay. It's amazing. So, go ahead. You want to say something?
Well, I was going to say these things happen, but it's like I said, it's the fact that it's not really caused much of an outcry, or the fact that just the idea that it could be aliens. Nobody's like, oh, of course it's all aliens. Like a lot of us are going, it could be.
Could be.
After the pandemic, everybody's like, you know what? It's possible. Sure.
And you know what? Especially with all the stuff that's been going on with all the superpowers of the world, we're really moving around when I'm talking about military stuff and nuclear stuff. And, China's flexing their muscles. Of course, Russia and Ukraine are going at it right now. We're stuck in the middle with all that shit, too, because what's going on. North Korea is going crazy. All this activity that's going on. They're seeing, I'm sure, think about it. There was aliens out there. They saw, this small country shooting off these fucking missiles all of a sudden. They'd be like, what the fuck is going on down there? Why are they fucking going crazy down there? Like, what the fuck is going on? Maybe that's why we're seeing a lot of this fucking activity. No?
Wouldn't it be really interesting? If what saved us from nuclear annihilation, from literally wiping our species off of the planet, was extraterrestrials coming down going, whoa, 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 guys, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's all just take a time out, okay? Let's breathe. All right. Guys, we've been watching you for a while. You guys are fucking nuts. Like, wouldn't it be great if they were coming to help us get out of our ancestral crib? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Well, Jay, it's funny you say that. A while back, I can't even remember what episode it was, Jay, to be quite honest with you. I interviewed Dan Willis, and he was part of the Associated Press club that came out of UFO disclosure. I think it was like 15, 20 years ago. And they were talking about it's a complete disclosure project where they got all these people, these whistleblowers together in different parts of the military saying, yeah, this is my example of what's going on as far as, UFOs are concerned and extraterrestrial stuff. And so Dan Willis, he was one of these guys that was in one of these bases, these military bases. And he said that a UFO fucking came over to the base, shot beams into the fucking area where they were at, disengaged all their nuclear fucking capabilities, shut everything the fuck down. They shut it down. They shut everything the fuck down, Jay. I mean, and they were like, holy shit, what the fuck is happening? This is unprecedented. We've never seen anything like this. Nothing like this has ever happened. And we're basically useless at this point. So all of a sudden, like, it's just somebody just turned off the lights in the place and you can't do shit. There's no backup. There's no generator. The generator's not popping on. You're fucked. So, and this guy, Dan Willis, he talked about it, and he was in the military, and he said, listen, they just came down, disengaged all our nuclear capabilities and took off. And it took a while for them to get their shit back online. But, it was amazing that, these things happened. They came down and they said, nah, you know what? I don't think you should be using that shit right now. I don't think you should be even having that.
Man. Nah. Nothing.
No. And it's crazy. Like, I mean, that shit can possibly happen. That's what I'm saying. People don't have, an open mind. You got to have something of an open mind to think about things like this. But, you have people that are coming out and talking about this shit and actually talking about it in front of the, Congress, and actually, testifying on, in front of television and fucking people and the press, and saying, listen, this is what happened. We are fucking completely useless when it comes to these people. They can disengage all of our shit as easy as just anything they want, really, at the end of the day. So, you know what? Maybe it is something that's a thing that's keeping us in check. And I think that's great. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Let the aliens keep us in check. Fuck yeah. You know what? They need to keep everybody in check.
Maybe. As long as it's not like Twilight Zone where it's like just serve man. Right? That would be cool.
Yeah, where they're not using us as fucking food.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. I think we can come to an agreement on that one.
Right, but maybe if they're like Vulcans and they came down and they're like, live long and prosper. We're gonna help you guys like solve some problems. We're gonna help you get off.
Pass down some knowledge.
We're gonna help you guys realize that it doesn't matter what color your skin is. Kind of, you're all the same. So
that is trivial.
Right?
It's trivial. Yeah, it's super trivial.
So vain, right? So petty.
Right.
But
could you imagine? Hold on, real quick, bro. Pause. Could you imagine aliens out there? And they're like, these guys are still fucking fighting because of the color of skin. They're probably just getting a gag out of it, right? They're like, these guys are so fucking retarded.
They're out there going. They're out there going. Now, guys.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs.
See Exhibit A right here. Yeah.
You see what happened? These guys. They got a little cocaina.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. So we had that, Jay, on February 10th. And then there's another one on February 11th, another UFO shot down over Canada. And that one, of course, was an American F-22 fighter jet down an object near the Yukon Territory, which obviously it's in the middle of fucking nowhere up north. Which, like, that's where, like, with fucking Sasquatch, the Yeti over there. With borders of Alaska, the object was a Canadian official described as a cylindrical and smaller than a spy balloon, was picked up on radar on February 10th, and it passed over Alaska. It was unclear that the object was, but the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau of Canada, said it violated Canadian airspace, so they shot that motherfucker down too. So another cylindrical looking, and this is a lot of things that we're seeing now here, Jay. There's just these balls like floating, and they don't know what they are.
Yeah, probably a great idea is let's just keep shooting at shit we don't know what it is. That's certainly not going to make anything a problem.
Right. Well, listen, again, we're starting to see a lot of this activity. It's starting to ramp up all of a sudden, Jay. And we're going to talk about maybe the reasons why. Again, is it because of all this military stuff that's going on? Or is it just maybe a distraction from the government? Maybe, right? I mean, think about it. Right now, a lot of people aren't even talking about, which most people don't even like. I don't even see an outpour. I see more of an outpour of the Ukraine stuff that's going on than what's going on in Ohio with this train derailment and all these fucking. I mean, the ecosystem is being fucking killed right now. I mean, it's amazing, Jay. It's amazing.
And we can't seem to stop it. We can't seem to get out of our own fucking mind.
And you know what, Jay? It's amazing because it's not getting any better. It's just getting worse. And the worst thing is that they're lying about it. They're lying about like how safe the fucking water is, to be, being consumed. Because at this point, Jay, I don't know. It doesn't seem like the water is good at this point over there. I've seen some fucking crazy videos. Have you seen some of these videos online at all or no?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy shit. And no, of course, yes, I do believe that there are times when things are released to make sure that they are keeping us looking at the hand that they want us to watch.
Right.
Not always the hand that we need to pay attention to watch the magic trick. I've said that for a long time. I really felt that Donald Trump was quite masterful at it. Although, again, that's assuming that would be where it started or stopped.
Well,
where top of it
started, yeah. A lot of deregulation happened with that administration when it comes to the EPA.
So, like with this tanker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those tankers weren't rated to be carrying what they were carrying. They were older, they're antiquated. And they should have never been put in that position. But it's almost like once they're used once as a kind of I guess this will kind of fit for the moment.
Right.
It's that kind of Band-Aid. Like, well, if it works today, it probably will work still tomorrow. But we're doing that with this. We're doing that with stuff that is going to kill our planet. And
yeah.
I don't know, the people in the area. You're like, how hard is it to make sure that the train's not going to fucking fall off the rails?
Well, when you have deregulation of things and safety checks that are not there anymore, a lot of shit gets unchecked and a lot of shit goes through that shouldn't happen. Jay, I want to share a video real quick. I think this is a really poignant video, and this is regarding a lady out in East Palestine, Ohio, and she's showing a video about them saying how safe the water is to drink. And I want to show you right now that check this out. I'll show you the video.
Wow.
Look at all that.
Look at it.
It's all in the bottom of the creek bed. Now look at it.
Jeez.
I mean, Jay, that's just like what an ecological.
Makes you sick. Makes you sick.
It makes you sick, right?
Like how fucking.
Did you see that water, Jay?
How important is money to us? How important is fucking greed?
Well, that's the problem.
Because that's what that is. That's all that is.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain to my kid. My kid keeps doing stupid shit, and I keep telling him that if you can rob a bank and get away with it, did you still break a law? Yeah, you still broke a law.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you can get away with something, or just because you got the power to kind of
do it,
people to piss off, That's so bad. Like, it
doesn't give you the right to do it.
Like,
yeah,
that's so.
Yeah, when I saw that video, Jay, I saw that stuff coming up to the water. I was just like, wow. I was just like, that's just fucking wild. I've never seen anything like that in my life. You know what I mean? And they're saying that water is okay to drink and use and consume and wash and use it, or put it in your mouth to fucking, brush your teeth.
I wouldn't let that stuff touch my skin.
No, absolutely not. No.
Hell no. I'm not putting that in my mouth.
But as you heard what the lady said, it's at the sediment, it's at the bottom, and it's all settled there at the bottom. And that's the scary part because it's just going to settle there. It's not going to move,
Nope.
And it's going to be a hard time to get all that area cleaned out. I don't even know how that's going to happen.
It would be hard to clean if they were open, admitting it, and starting the cleanup right now.
Yeah, you're right. And they're not doing that. They're not. And it's amazing. It's really, really, really amazing to me that it just keeps just like, oh, it's okay. It's okay, Jay. The water's all right. Don't worry about it. It's glowing. It's okay. But it's okay that you got a tumor that's starting to grow on the side of your fucking, rib cage all of a sudden because, you had a lesion there all of a sudden and then, you used the water and it infected it somehow. Next thing you know, you got something growing on the side of you like Resident Evil or something. You know what I mean? I mean, what then? What the fuck are you going to do?
I got nothing for you, man.
Man. Well, I wanted to share that video because I want people to really understand of what's going on out there. You know what I mean? I don't think people really realize it because you know what? The media doesn't fucking put any attention to it, as much attention to it as they should. This should be at the fucking front line of every fucking media thing every fucking day. 100%. What are we going to do about this fucking problem? What are we going to do about this problem?
It's a lot easier to point at what's going on with Russia and North Korea. And
right.
Again, and those things are real. And those things are scary.
Yes. Right.
And, oh my God, it might be aliens. How interesting would that be? Yeah. So part of it is probably circumstantial where it's these aliens might be, again, hypothetically, allegedly, possibly, however you want to say it, whatever these objects are coming because of what we're doing. And it is a bit distracting. But especially when you're the one holding the camera, it's really easy to say, oh, look at that thing over there. And let's not look over here where we have people that we need to hold accountable that we're clearly not going to hold accountable.
No, not at all. And, it's, it frustrates me because when I see stuff like that, especially with an environment and nature like that and seeing how it's fucking just absolutely just bastardized, and just abused and just fucking ruined by man, it just really irritates the shit out of me. And then on top of it, for the people there to say that it's okay to drink and okay to use, it's just like, no, man, it's not. As much as you want to say that it is, and you want to say that, bro, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. But again, we're talking about the UFO false flag, debate here, Jay, and. I don't know. I'm not sure where I stand on this at all, really, at the end of the day, because we have these sightings, that's happened, and there's a lot of these other things that are happening, but people there's no up arms about the alien stuff, So it just seems to me like, is it all real or is it just all bullshit? What do you think, Jay?
Is it all bull? I mean. No, we got some serious fucking problems. I do think that there's something going on that we don't know or can't comprehend. There's so much more that we can't even begin to fathom to explain. And I think we're starting to get to a point where we need to start asking why we do things instead of can we do ththis? All right. Yeah. Can we do this? Yes, we can. Should we do this?
Maybe not.
Like, have you seen this? Did you hear the story about this, the Google AI going online and with it, and it short circuiting and starting to like somebody went on and said they were going to kill themselves, and the AI legitimately started developing feelings, begging him not to do that. You know how fucking frightening that is?
It's crazy. There was like the Microsoft version of it. Actually, they were talking about it on the local radio station this morning. I just happened to catch a part of it, and the Microsoft AI thing fell in love with the person and was like going on a rant, like, I love you, you'll never find anyone like me, this and that, like really crazy shit, like things like you would encounter with like a stalker chick, you know what I mean? Or a stalker dude, you know, and just saying, oh, you're the only one for me. When you die, the only one that's going to be with you is going to be me. I'm like, holy shit, like for real. And this is what the AI is saying. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, where's the AI getting that? Or is that just is that just a thing that is maybe some people just tap into that are just, at a certain type of mental capacity, or maybe, whatever the case may be, I don't know. And maybe that's the same thing for the AI. How does that work? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many like questions when it comes to that.
No, again, not only are there so many questions with it, but look how we treat it. Look how we we go
abuse
just
it,
automatically fucking poking fun at it. Yeah, and treat it like a piece of shit. Like, that says just everything you need to know about the human race.
Yeah, that's man for you.
That's man. And before we can admit that we aren't as smart as we think we are, and know as much as we think we know, man, we're gonna race ourselves into all kinds of problems that we don't need. So, we are
quite interesting.
Fucking times, bro.
It's gonna be quite interesting. As this AI stuff starts coming out. So go ahead, Jay.
Now, I got a fun thought experiment, William, since we're talking about the aliens and kind of some of that. I was thinking about something the other day because I was watching a documentary that was talking about numbers and how maybe all this isn't real and we're synthesized and that kind of thing.
Numerology and all that stuff, and geometry. Yeah.
So, what if we are living in a simulation?
Right.
Okay. Follow me so far.
Right.
And the simulation has been being run by an AI since back before we recorded time.
Right.
Okay. Or that we can perceive of.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say that AI was actually set up by these aliens and extraterrestrials. Well, we at the beginning, it was all nice and shiny and new and worked like a brand new car. But now that car's got a couple 100,000 miles on it. Shit's starting to break down.
Mm-hmm.
And these aliens got to come fix some shit.
Yeah.
Could be.
Absolutely. 100%.
That's my thought experiment. All those.
No. Listen, I mean, I think even we've even had the situation where we've had this intelligence and this knowledge at an earlier point in our history, and we lost it. Because to me, that would explain the pyramids. That would explain a lot of these things that we can't even fucking figure out how a lot of that shit was done back supposedly 4,000 years ago. So to me, a lot of that stuff is hidden knowledge or forgotten knowledge or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Knowledge that we had at one point, we used, and it got lost somehow because we still can't. They're talking about, using millions of slaves. Impossible. It's not feasible, the explanations that they have for what happened at the pyramids. So, and how they were concise, they were able to point them towards the fucking, stars and have them perfectly aligned with the star constellations. Amazing, things that they were able to do. So to me, it shows that there was some type of knowledge that we had. Something happened. I don't know what the fuck happened. The flood, the fucking whatever they said. I don't know. But something happened. We lost it. And now we had to start from scratch all over again. And, we're slowly getting there, obviously. You know what I mean? We've had, plenty of, scientific, advancements in the last 10 to 20 years. We're able to do a lot of crazy stuff now. But, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. And that to me is crazy.
Yeah. The part I think that makes probably the scariest part of all this for me when it comes to us and technology is getting to the point where it is growing exponentially. It doubles itself every cycle. Every cycle is only half as long as it was the cycle before for new technology and updates and those kinds of things.
So the cycle's getting faster and faster and faster and faster.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Meaning at some point we're going to be more technologically able than we are physically capable of understanding. Does that make sense? Because technology itself is going to start becoming its own self-creating thing. Like, we're not that far from the idea that something that has AI could, if it had complete control over whatever system's in place, self-sustain, self-maintain, and then self-improve.
Right.
And once it figures out how to self-improve, what's to stop it from continuing to make itself smaller, more efficient, utilizing less resources to a point that we won't even know, and then it'll be over.
Fucking Ultron.
I'm just saying.
Hey, sometimes they put things in movies to prepare you for things in the future, right?
Sometimes they put things there, and then stupid people say, "I want to see that in real life."
And it happens in real life.
I want to see him.
Yeah.
And the human race is enslaved because nobody's actually Hawkeye.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Yeah. There's no Thor. Oh, Lord Jay. Yeah. So, of course, the last one was on February 12th, Jay. UFO was shot down over Lake Huron. Object that was appeared over Montana on February 11th was shot down the next day over Lake Huron. So basically went from Montana to Lake Huron in a day. The object was flying at about 20,000 feet and had an octagonal structure with strings hanging off of it, but no discernible payload or means of propulsion. So again, we got this octagonal structure, no means of propulsion, strings attached to it. They don't know how it's flying around, but it's flying around. They shoot it down. Go ahead, Jay.
Dana White's newest idea for the UFC.
What?
That's all that was.
What is that? What are you talking about?
What if we suspended the fighters in an octagon in a balloon?
Could you imagine? And if you fall off, you die automatically. Like Mortal Kombat.
Finish him.
That'd be great. Oh my gosh. Right. But yeah, again, no. It's quite all right. But yeah, so they shot that UFO down. February 17th, the last update they gave is the search for the object remains is suspended. The United States and Canada called off their efforts to recover the remains of the objects that were shot down, but in part, the difficulties posed by the terrain and the weather conditions, officials said. Whether if the United States overreacted in shooting the objects or had any regrets, John F. Kirby, a spokesperson for the National Security Council, said, absolutely not. He continued and said that given the situation what they were in, the information available, the recommendation of the military commanders, it was exactly the right thing to do at the exactly right time. So there you go. That's from the commander himself, Mr. John Kirby, the spokesperson for the National Security Council. So yeah, Jay, some pretty deep stuff, man. I don't know. I
told you.
What are we dealing with, man?
We actually had this conversation not long ago. I said I bet first contact's within 5 years.
You're right, and you were right. And it happened, what, 2-3 years later?
I don't think we've had actual first contact yet.
Well, okay, yeah, okay.
You're right. I mean, first contact where you literally see
the green guy coming up
with the like that. That is less than 5 years away. I think. I think we're on the countdown. I bet in the next 3 years.
You know what a good callback to as well here, Jay, is if you guys don't know and didn't follow back then, but we did an episode on what was that guy's name? He was supposedly an alien that came out of out of outer space, and he met what was it? Richard Nixon, Titan Thor, or something like that. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Something Thor.
Titan. Wow, that was a long
Anyways,
time.
Look it up. It's in our gallery. It's definitely there. But yeah, I know the picture of the actual cover of the podcast, and it has a guy in and a group of people with a fucking circle around him. And supposedly this guy was an alien that came out of outer space, and he came down and actually met with our leaders, basically said, here, we're here to, expand your knowledge and help you guys out. And, supposedly he was able to expand a lot of knowledge onto us. He was like 350 years old, but he looked like he was like literally like 27.
Yeah. It was,
yeah. What was it, Jay? Did you look it up?
I'm looking at it right.
Valiant Thor. That's what it was.
Valiant Thor. That's right. Wow, that's impressive, William.
Look at that. I pulled that one out of my ass.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, Valiant Thor. That's the name of the guy, supposedly. Look it up in our podcast gallery. I don't know what episode was that, Jay? Does it say?
Oh no! I googled it, and you came up with it faster than I did. So no, I can't find what I was referencing for Dark Fringe.
Awesome. Yeah. It's one of the episodes. Look it up, Valiant Thor. Who is Valiant Thor? I think the name of the episode was, but we got into that pretty intensely, and it's a pretty cool story. I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? We're not here to say it's true. We're not saying it's not. Whatever. But it's a fucking cool story. And hey, listen, if that should happen, it makes a lot of sense. Really, it does. And, if, they got pictures of this guy and they can't figure out who he is, there's no identity.
It wouldn't shock me at this point.
Wouldn't shock me either.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, well, anyways, Jay, I think that's a good wrap up for tonight. We're going to leave it up to the audience, of course, and the listeners as to what you think is what's going on here. It's really up to you guys and what you think, but we're just presenting you guys with the facts and what we know. And you just make your own decision. So, again, Jay, I just want to let everybody know where you can listen to our podcast before we say goodbye tonight. Make sure you just go to our website, darkfringeradio.com, and follow all our social media stuff on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And of course, our YouTube. Please go there and like and subscribe to all our stuff. We'd really appreciate it. So, Jay, that's it for tonight. Anything else before we say goodnight?
Be kind to your fellow man, guys. Give everybody a little extra space. You don't have to be necessarily contentious just to be contentious.
That's right.
Remember, we've got a lot of problems out there, and you know what? It's going to start with all of us just being a little nicer to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Yeah. No, that's good advice. Try to be nice. Don't be a dick. That's really important. And that's pretty much it. So for Jay Glossy and, of course, myself, Will Martinez, we thank you guys so much. And thank you for another edition of Dark Fringe Radio. We'll see you guys again next week. Peace.